The big talking point is, of course, the general election, which takes place in a few days' time. The run-up to an election typically brings about a lot of uncertainty, but this isn't showing in financial markets, as just a couple of weeks ago, the FTSE 100 index reached 7,500 for the first time ever. Inflation in the UK is still on the up, and in April the Consumer Prices Index reached a near 4-year high of 2.7%. Meanwhile, the Bank of England Monetary Policy Committee has voted 7-1 in favour of keeping interest rates at their record low level of 0.25%. In France, the final round of the presidential election took place, and as expected, the winner was Emmanuel Macron, with 66% of the vote. At 39, he's the youngest French head of state since Napoleon 200 years ago. In the US, Donald Trump's been causing more controversy. He's fired the director of the FBI, supposedly over his handling of the inquiry into Hillary Clinton's emails, and just last week it emerged that there was a huge accounting error in his 2018 budget worth $2 trillion. It probably comes as not much surprise that throughout most of May his approval rating was below 40%. It's been another strong month all round for global financial markets, especially here in the UK, where the FTSE 100 index gained nearly 5%. US stocks, measured by the S&P 500 index, have climbed 1.4%, as have European stocks. Emerging markets have had a very strong year so far. Last month they were up 2.5% according to the MSCI Emerging Markets Index, and so far this year the index has climbed over 16%. In foreign exchange markets, the pound had a slightly shaky month as it lost ground against both the dollar and the euro. Everyone's gearing up for next week's general election. When Theresa May announced the election back in April, it looked as though the Conservatives would win by a fairly decent margin, although the gap between the top two parties has narrowed somewhat. We'll be up bright and early on the 9th, ready to react to the results as they come in. So watch out for updates on the website and on Twitter, and we'll also be keeping our clients up to date throughout the day. In our multi-asset funds at the moment, we have layers of protection in place should the market not react too well to the results. And we also have an option combination known as a straddle, which will give us a profit should the market swing sharply in either direction.